Welcome to the Harold Washington Hotline Post 1987 TV show. Hotline, where we bring you hot news about veteran issues. Sitting beside me is that great, fantastic commander of the Harold Washington Post, and he has some good news for you.
Good evening, everyone. Let me welcome you to the Harold Washington American Legion Post 1987 Hotline. Today I have a very special guest that I had to get here because last week we talked about the veterans that's homeless and stuff like that. And see, the main thing about our show is to get out to all the veterans all the information that we can that they could use. Whatever kind of benefits that you need to get in touch with us, because there's a lot, as I said last week, it's a lot of veterans don't know about the benefits that they could get or whatever it may be. But this week we're talking about homeless veterans. And that is a very concern, whether they're male or female, they're veterans. And we have to think about them first because, see, we have a policy never to leave another veteran behind. And we cannot do that, not in this state, not in this country, because, see, the idea, they fought for your freedom. So today I have a very special guest with me, and I'll let her take it from here. Her name is Dow Smith. Okay, line up right there. Now scoot all the way up to the table.
Ladies and gentlemen, out there in television land, she's here. She's here all the way from the south side of Chicago and bring you something dynamite that you need to be listening to. That's the one and only Dow Smith. Welcome to the show, Dow Smith.
Thank you very much.
And Dow, what we'd like for you to do is tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's get into the nuts and bolts about this whole issue of our veterans being homeless.
Okay, my name is Dow Smith. I am the founder of Dow Inc. and the Smith Residency's Veteran Village in Ford Heights, Illinois. Our goal is to house homeless veterans, male and female, and their families, to help eliminate some of the homelessness in the street. So we have 24 buildings, 96 townhomes in Ford Heights, Illinois, that we are redeveloping for the veteran community. It's going to be 24-hour security, gated, and we're going to have a community center. You have to have a picture ID to get in, and it's going to be a great place. One of the first veteran villages in the U.S., and it's going to be one of the first models where we can take to another state and help other veterans.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts of what you're trying to do, let's talk about the statistics, because I noticed that from the Disabled Veteran National Foundation, 56% of homeless veterans are African Americans and Hispanics, despite only accounting for 12.8% and 15% of the U.S. population. And the irony of these statistics are they're telling us that these are poor folks. Poor folks. And we're talking about poor veterans, indigent veterans who have no money.
And they are absolutely correct, because if you're homeless, living in your car, living on the street, you have no money. We have had veterans come to us stating that they have no income coming in, but they need some place to stay. We have veterans coming in where they are service connected, but their credit is bad, so they still don't have any place to stay. Our veteran village, the Smith Residences, will take all veterans. We are not turning down no veterans unless you are sex offended. And we will have kids in the area. So if your credit is bad, I can understand that. My boy can understand that, because a lot of us, how would I say this? We all have downs, ups and downs with our credit. So if you're not working, you have no money, you have no other choice but to have bad credit. So why turn down a veteran just because he or she has bad credit? And if they can now pay majority of their rent, the SSVF will help them. Volunteer Miracle will help them pay their rent for a certain amount of time until agencies like Doll Inc. will help find jobs for them.
Now, let's talk about this great marathon that's set up from, hear this, brothers and sisters out there in television land. We're talking about from San Francisco, California, all the way back to Chicago, Ford Heights. Talk about that great telethon.
Okay.
The Walkathon.
Starting April the 24th this year, we are going to be doing a motorcycle walkathon. Starting in San Francisco, California, going through 5 cities, I think. We'll be going to Las Vegas. We'll be going to Denver, Colorado. But it's like 19 states that we'll be going through in 19 cities. And what we would like for everybody to do is go up on our website, www.thesmithresidences, and go up on our event page to read more about the event. The purpose of this walkathon is to help veterans and to make sure we have housing. The 24 buildings that we have out in Ford Heights need to be rehabbed. We are redeveloping the whole area. So with this walkathon, we are hoping that we will make enough money to redevelop this area so we wouldn't have a mortgage. So when veterans come in, they have no job, we can help them with their rent. And they will have some place to stay. But on May 13, we will be back in the Chicagoland area, marching down US 30. We will start, the motorcycles will pick us up at I-65, bring us down US 30 to Dyers, Calumet Road Avenue in Dyers, Illinois. And that's where we're going to start our walk. And we'll be walking 5 miles to Ford Heights. Then that's where we'll have our celebration, our ceremonies, our certificates. We'll have a great time. May 13th.
Now, when we think about Cook County, the number that jumps out there at us is 230,000 homeless soldiers. 230-some thousand homeless veterans. That is an indictment against everything that we stand for. And as the commander pointed out, we can't afford to leave not one veteran behind who have served our country, who put his life or her life on the line. And some of the other issues facing our veterans is PTSD.
Yes.
And some of the other illness of Agent Orange.
Yes.
That hit our Vietnam veterans. So all of these constellations is hurting our veterans.
Yes.
And we just want folks out there in television land to understand that this is a $18 million project. $18 million. And we need your help. We need your help. And that's why the telethon, the walkathon, the motorcycle-thon is taking place. So we want you guys to call in and give us your comments and let us know, hey, are you willing to help? Are you willing to step up to the plate as a veteran? And you ain't got to be a veteran to help a veteran. Let us make that crystal clear. We are Americans. We are Americans. And we must help each other. As Dow Smith have put her name, her reputation on the line, we have to get behind this sister and this program. So go ahead and call in and let us know what you're thinking about. Dow, let's talk a little bit about how much we need. And we know we talk about 18 million and how we can raise this money to get this beautiful project off the ground.
If we had 12,000 walkers from San Francisco all the way to Four Heights, and not 12,000, well, if we can give 12,000 walkers in Four Heights, that'll be great. But if we can have an accumulation of 12,000 walkers and each walker get a sponsor, because what we're doing is, it's just like when you was in grade school and we used to do these lapathons, and the teachers would give us papers to get our parents and family members to put $1, $2. So we'll be walking from 1 to 5 miles in each city that we go through. Okay, we will have sponsorship slips stating that if we walk 5 miles at $5 a mile, that's $25 a person that's walking. So if we can get 12,000 people to walk this walkathon and get sponsors, we will be 3/4 of the way with this village. We'll be able to at least finish 95% of the houses that will be ready for the veterans this year. We'll be able to put up a community center where there will be a laundromat, a game room, where you can mingle and mix with other veterans, almost just like what Jesse Brown has for the veterans, playing pool. So we need to help them find jobs. We need to make sure they come out their units to mingle and mix with other veterans and go into different veterans affairs. We need help. We need the money. We need help. We are not getting any grants yet, and we are not getting any support from financial institutions yet, because this is an area where we have to make sure we show everybody this first model that we're trying to put up will be there and veterans are willing to come out to Four Heights. We do have a waiting list. I have about 20 veterans that's on a waiting list for 1-bedrooms, which we only have 8 1-bedrooms, but we have from 2 to 5-bedroom units. So what we're going to have to do is break some of the 3 and 4 units up into 1-bedroom units, first floor and second floor, so we can make sure we have enough units, 1-bedroom units for single veterans.
Now, before we go to the phones, we want to make sure folks understand that you are a nonprofit.
Yes, we are 501c3
Yes, we
nonprofit,
want to make that crystal clear.
and we are in good standards with the state.
Do we have a caller? No? Okay. Again, let's touch on this issue. She just made it crystal clear. Dow Smith Inc. is a 501c3 non-profit. What that means is you folks out there in television land can make a donation and write it off on your taxes.
Yes.
Okay? You do not have to be. Okay. Understand this. We need your support. Bottom line. Okay? We need your support. Now, the good thing is, we made it crystal clear. She's a 501c3 non-profit. Non-profit. We just want to ring that bell. Now, let's get back to the units, because you were making reference to the fact that, matter of fact, you already got some families in one of the facilities.
Yes, we're working on redeveloping one building that has 8 1-bedroom units. We have 2 veterans that just moved in 2 weeks ago. First of the year, our first veteran, and last week our second veteran moved in.
So the properties, it's already up and running, folks. Okay? It's already up and running. That's the good thing. So it ain't no fly-by-night program.
No.
This is for real. Okay? So understand and hear us. We need your help. H-E-L-P. Help. Okay? Can't make it no crystal clearer than that. Let's talk about how long you think it may take to get the rest of these facilities done. Are we trying to do one facility at a time?
One building at a time. We are going to be doing redeveloping by phases. Our first phase, we have 7 buildings, and then we'll go to the second, third, and fourth phase. We are going to develop a memorial park on the grounds on 16th Street. We will be developing that community center that I was just telling you about, where the laundromat and the game room and the social service rooms will be. We also have our office in Fort Heights for the village, and we also have our corporate office on 6843 South Hopper. It was a firehouse that was donated to us for veterans, so we can, communicate with the veterans in the city also.
Now, do you have some corporate sponsors? I know Ford is located next door to you.
The sponsors we are waiting to get. We have paperwork in for sponsors, but no one has responded yet.
Okay. We got a caller. Welcome to Hotline.
Good morning. Hello, how are you? My name is Cleveland, and can you hear me?
Okay. I need the volume.
Can you hear me?
Not that clear. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. A little technical difficulty.
Okay.
Tight with us. Be patient. We'll get it taken care of. Your call is important.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, I was at one of the local VA hospitals on the west side of Chicago, and I noticed they had some newspapers out that was talking about this Walkathon.
Okay.
And so I was asking them, how can I get help support the project? But I also was scanning the channel, and I saw the two of you talking there, and I thought that was an interesting project. So the people that I am talking to at my churches and at the organizations that I'm part of, I'm going to suggest to them, so how do I get some of those newspapers that reflect what I saw at the VA hospital in terms of what the project looks like?
If you could leave your numbers with our technical crew on the telephone, then we will call you back and let you know how we can get papers to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think it's
Thank you for your
project. Thank you, sir.
That was an interesting call because that young man had the fortitude to hear about the project and then take it to his church. And then he had the fortitude to flip through the channels and see us. And then call in and participate. Like our president told us last night, you got to stay and get engaged. That young man got engaged. And we're going to reach back out to him after the show to get him some papers. Dal, I want to take my hat off to you, sister, because what you're doing is fulfilling a void here in Cook County. Since we know that we got 230,000 homeless veterans, we know that you won't put a major dent in this issue, but it's a start.
Right.
And we take our hat off to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what are some other points about this project that people need to know about?
Well, we need volunteers. We need volunteers to make phone calls. We need volunteers to come out and help clean. We need volunteers in the spring, summer to help cut grass. We need volunteers if you can paint, if you can put up drywall, if you can use a hammer and nail. We especially need electricians because of the lights system that we have out there need to be changed. So any kind of volunteer work or help that you can give, please give us a call.
Folks, like any good thing, when it comes to nonprofit, we need help. We need volunteers. And that's what you just laid out there for you. And let me say this. Those of you who have the skills and are contractors, this is one way to give back. See, sometimes we can't always take.
Right.
We got to give back.
Right.
And that's why we support what you're doing, because you're giving back.
Thank you.
Okay, and you're helping the most neediest folks in our community, and that's our poor veterans. And we can't stress that. We can't stress that. Do we have any more callers? Talk a little bit about the motorcycles portion of the Walkathon.
We are recruiting motorcyclists to ride from state to state. Like I said, even if they don't ride all the way with us, they can meet us at the borderline of the state and bring us in where the walkers are going to be at. And then when we leave that city, the motorcycles will take us from that place where we having our celebration at and take us to the next state. You know, the highway, the end of the land, in so many words. So we can go travel to the next state. The motorcycles are great. We have great supporters of the Buffalo.
Do you know the name of some of these motorcycle clubs?
Yeah, the Buffalo Soldiers.
Okay.
We have go ahead.
We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello. Hey, my name is Dwayne Branch. And it's good to know that after what y'all have going here, I find it heartening to know that y'all are out in Fort Heights, I believe, and it looks like y'all are trying to really help veterans here, homeless veterans. I myself at one time was at risk of being homeless as a veteran, U.S. Navy, by the way, and I'm 3 years old. This is really good to know that y'all have a support here that is going on for veterans right now.
Well, thank you for your call, and we hope you can participate and give back.
Thank you.
For calling in. We can wrap up. Can you just talk a little bit about what's going to happen on the day when we get to Fort Heights?
Oh, on the day when we get back to Fort Heights, it should be, the walkathon starts at, registration starts at 6:30. And we should start walking at least by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and going to Fort Heights, and then we will have a celebration luncheon.
We want to thank our guest, Al Smith, and we want to thank our technical crew out there, Jack and Danny Ray. Great job, guys. And thank you, callers. Until next week.
Thank you.
Hotline, Harold Washington Post, 1987.